everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And thumbs up in the chat, please, if you can hear us, because once again, we are doing it through OBS, and there's a significant delay to YouTube from us. So I think there's like a good 10-15 second delay.
Mm-hmm. I think we're up and running.
You guys let us know. But hi, welcome to our live stream, guys. So sorry for missing our 2 p.m. usual stream. We know that for you guys, basically anywhere other than PST, it's really late. Granted, it's the weekend, so we appreciate you guys being here. I'm seeing some thumbs up in the loop, says all good. Thank you so much. That's why. Because the mic is literally in front of the person who's quiet.
Here's some noise from the mic moving. I apologize.
Oh, hold on. It's super tangled.
It's all twisted.
All right.
So twisty.
Give us 1 second as we work through this. Navi's taking her nap, so naturally...
She's on her break.
Yeah. Naturally, it is, nothing's set right because she's on her break. All right, you guys. So yeah, we had to skip out on our usual 2 p.m. stream because we got to go and see Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So we actually, right before this, we filmed our non-spoiler review, so that should be up on the channel as soon as I can edit it. Probably not tonight, maybe tonight, but I think more likely tomorrow morning that it will be released. But to give you guys a quick overall thought mini review is that it was a lot of fun to watch. It is just as entertaining as the first one. If you happen to have seen the first one and you thought, wow, I can't wait to see the second one, I really liked it, I think you're in for a really good time in the theater.
Yeah, it's pretty much, if you like the first one, you'll like the second one.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fun pop culture references in there, and there's also a lot of video game references from the second Sonic the Hedgehog game. So,
like Easter eggs?
A few little Easter eggs, yeah. I liked some of the things that they did, but to get more detail on that, we will have our non-spoiler review up and going. And we have a super chat.
Super chat from Nash. Thank you so much for sending it in. Do you want to wrap up your thoughts on Sonic?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you like the first one, you'll like the second one, and some really good video game references. So if you played the game, you're going to be like, ha, I know that.
All right, you guys. So, yeah, that Star Wars guy says, Knuckles hype. Dude, Knuckles, Tails, Sonic, they're all so excellent and fun.
They did a
in
great
this
job.
movie. I had a really good time watching everything, including Dr. Robotnik. I feel like I liked him even better in this movie, and I already liked him a lot in the first one. So,
Jim Carrey crushes it in this. He continues his great performance from the first one.
Yes, and Nash, we're going to get to your super chat in just 2 seconds. I just want to bring it up real quick since we're talking about Jim Carrey. He did announce, I think it was via an interview, and I don't remember what it was, but it's looking like he's eyeing that retirement from acting, and he's not the first actor this week to be saying this. Bruce Willis also announced, well, I think it was really more, I don't even remember if it was him or his family, maybe both, but he did announce his retirement from acting, but that's not because he doesn't want to do it anymore, because he was diagnosed with aphasia, I believe, and unfortunately that's going to make, I think, like language and words really difficult for him.
Yeah.
So, which is really sad because like I quite like Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
So.
And it's sad to see that he's, having to be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I have to step away.
But you know what's the silver lining is that he has done so much, and he's given us so many really amazing films. So I think it's if you're gonna retire, at least he's got all of these credits, all of these incredible movies and experiences, and we got to, see them on screen because of him. And for Jim Carrey, he even said, he's kind of done at this point. It's like a long break, less, I feel like, the wording, less than a retirement, because he said that if there happens to be a script that's written in gold ink that really speaks to him, he just might come out and do it, which makes sense. But he also mentioned this in his announcement that I've done enough. More importantly, he didn't say that part, I added that part, but he has enough. So that makes sense.
He gets to be like, you know what, I'm not going to work unless I want to. So that's great to hear. I mean, I would love to be at that point.
Yeah.
To where you're kind of like, you know what? I've done so good in this, and this, and I have all this. I am financially secure, and you know what? I'm now just going to enjoy the rest of my life doing whatever I want to do. So congratulations, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy whatever it is that you want to do. And he just he made that one video recently saying that, I'm 60 and I'm sexy.
Did he say it like that?
Yeah, oh yeah. He did it in the old man voice.
In Jim Carrey fashion.
And also, I wouldn't be surprised if all he's going to do is like, hey, here's a great script, Jim. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And just throws it. And
but he would, politely probably say, I'm not looking to act right now. I think a role would really have to speak to him.
Yeah.
And he wants to say, that character or this story, I want to tell their story. And he'll go ahead and do it. But nonetheless, very, very sad. And on today's show, of course, we are talking, because usually on Saturdays, we do spoilers for a Marvel and or Star Wars Disney Plus show. So we were like, we have to do it no matter how late it's going to be. And we can't do it tomorrow because this one's at work for most of the day. So we definitely will be taking a look at that. So going through the chat real quick and seeing what you guys are saying. Let's see. And Nash, we're going to get to your super chat in just a second. Anthony says, Sonic. I can't wait. I'm going to see it when it comes out right before my birthday. Hey, happy early birthday. Nash says, because Eggman is an egg.
Oh,
Easter. Yeah. Easter eggs.
Love it.
Yep. That Star Wars guy says, remember how bad that design was?
Oh my gosh! Honestly,
the teeth were so weird.
I still believe in my conspiracy theory.
What's that?
That it was actually made the way it is that we saw it originally, and they made it bad for that trailer.
I don't know.
That's my theory.
Man.
That's my crazy conspiracy
you think Mephisto
theory.
Did it?
It's Mephisto this whole time with his evil plot.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
I really think that. But honestly, I would not be surprised if I'm completely wrong. But seeing how it's all fun, I still think that they made it bad to begin with and then made it look good. And I still give them mad props either way for that change that they did. Either they listened to it or they played us all and they deserve an applause.
Yeah.
So, but I honestly love the way the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie turned out. I loved it that they kind of deliberately lowered our expectations. So we were going in and going, it's another video game movie, so it's not going to be that good. And then we're like, wait, this was really fun.
Yeah, wait, this is actually a great time. Another movie that we did recently see, and we do have a review for it on our channel. We have yet to film the spoiler review, so we probably will soon. Will soon. So if you're a Patreon supporter, just make sure you look out for that spoiler review for Morbius if you're interested in that. Because right now that movie is sitting at, it went up.
It did?
From 16 to 17%.
Oh my god.
17% on Rotten Tomatoes.
A part of me feels really bad.
I do too, because
yes, I think you're going to say this.
Leo Scott says, I saw Morbius today. It was actually not that bad. I didn't hate it. Same. We walked in. So it's either one of two things. Either it's really not that bad and it's just fine and just okay, albeit forgettable, but okay. Or that the previous early reviews of the film tempered our expectations so much, it dropped it down to very, very low that we walked in expecting some sort of travesty. Yeah, and where I was watching it, I was like, this is fine. It's not I've seen worse. Yeah. We've seen worse.
Well, for example, this has actually happened to me. For the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern, I did not see it right away, and I heard so many bad things. It was horrible. This sucks. I can't believe they would make such a big steaming pile of dog poop kind of a thing. And I was like, whoa, this is really bad. And they were talking about the terrible CGI. And then when I went in to see it, I was like, it's not that bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to give it any awards anytime soon. Or be like... But honestly, I thought it wasn't that bad. There were still some funny parts. There were still some enjoyable parts. Same thing, I think, with Morbius. Now, I think I would have been a lot more upset, probably, if I had to pay, what was it, $16 for you, and then $16 for me, and then like another $20 for concession.
If you get some concession, and if you have to pay for parking, depending on where you go.
Oh yeah,
some places, most places, I feel like don't charge for parking.
So that's like $50.
But like if you're going to say if you live in LA and you go to the Grove, and there is a AMC at the Grove, so you have to pay even with validation, like $3-5 if you want it. So I think if I paid a lot of money, like made it a date night thing, then I'd be a little upset at the money I spent.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's fine. I really was expecting this just horrible movie, and I was like, some of the CGI was spotty. The plot holes, yes, there were plot holes.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt like the editing was quite choppy and very...
There was a lot that was in the trailer that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, that was weird. So, in any case, our non-spoiler reviews up if you want to go ahead and watch that.
But, I would
go
recommend.
ahead.
What is it? Who said it? Donna. Yeah.
Hi, Donna.
I'm right there with... I mean, that is... she said that she'll just waiting for it to come out to see it either at home. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how we recommend it too.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, with that said, I think it is time to get into our Moon Knight episode. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, guys. Hi again. It's me. I don't remember which text thing I put, so maybe it's nope. Oh no.
We're still trying to work out exactly how to use
Where
OBS
is it?
while we live
I found
stream.
it. All right.
There we go. Right down there.
It is time for Moon Knight episode 1 spoilers discussion. So if you have not watched episode 1 of Moon Knight yet, we might have to bid you farewell here. Unless you don't care about spoilers, then by all means stay, grab a boba tea and hang out with us as we talk the first episode of Moon Knight, which is now on Disney Plus, and episode 2 is just days away, so I'm very, very excited. Nash sent this super chat in a while ago, so let's go ahead and dive into it. Nash says this: I can't believe this was my first MCU TV show pilot I have actually watched more than once. I love that. I love that. I'm so happy to hear that.
This is one to watch more than once, because once you've seen it through once, there's going to be a lot of things that you pick up on now that you kind of know what's going on. Especially, like, for Wendy and I, we saw the first 2 episodes before
at the launch event.
Before we filmed our reaction. And we mentioned that in our reaction, if you go on and watch it up on YouTube right now. But it was definitely worth seeing it again, because we're picking up on things. We're like, oh yeah, that's that there. We know where that's from now. And I loved being able to do that. So yeah, Moon Knight episode 1 is really good to watch more than once.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going through the comments here. Sorry for the dead air. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, also, I really like that they start off with the main character that they're focusing on is Steven. So
Stephen Grant.
He's just a guy who wants to be a museum
gift shop worker.
Oh no, he doesn't want to be the gift shop worker. He wants to be the tour guide.
Oh yeah.
He just loves Egyptian history so much. He just wants to go around and teach people all about ancient Egypt, and now he gets swept away in this alternate person who's trying to take over his body and do all this heroic stuff.
Do all the things.
Just leave me alone and let me live my life, poor guy. But I think it's a great way to start off with him and introduce the audience through what's going on. That's the best way to always kind of do your exposition, is not just to do your exposition dump and talking to the audience. You're actually exploring this world with one of the other characters. So that means you're not just dumping all of this information onto the audience. You're filtering it through the eyes of the main character.
Yes.
I love how they handled it. I loved how they introduced all the other characters. They introduced his life, and the poor goldfish. It was gone. He was gone for so long.
What the fish? That was a great cut. So here's the thing, and we're talking about how, Nash said that he's watched it a couple of times, and it being the only MCU pilot that he's rewatched multiple times, because it is so different from the other MCU shows. And I'm so happy now that the episode is out for everybody to see, because we kept on saying it, and I know other fellow journalists and reviewers who got an early sneak peek were also saying the same, and you're just kind of like, yeah, but all the other Marvel shows are kind of different from each other, which is totally true. But this one really kind of is in its own category. It's darker, it's grittier. The way it's shot feels like and watches like a movie, more so than the other ones. And even some of the other MCU shows have a pretty legit budget.
Yeah.
You know, so with that said, it's wait till you guys see episode 2. It's kind of an uphill, like it just keeps getting better and better. I will say, I believe I was sitting in the launch event, and as we're watching through these episodes, the first 2, and I was thinking for episode 1, wow, they're really not touching on, like, you go almost halfway through the episode without just meeting Mark Spector, period, where I personally thought that Mark was the dominant persona,
Yeah.
but they're choosing to introduce us to Stephen Grant first, and then kind of following up what Dustin said, it is kind of great, especially for those who are not familiar with Moon Knight, ourselves kind of included. Like, we know a little bit about Moon Knight before going in, but not as much as some of the people who've been reading the comic books forever. Like, when I asked for recommendation, I got a whole list, and I'm like, but which, if I could pick one, just one, which one? They're like, well, here's 5. I'm like, no,
which one?
One.
Because some of them are pretty expensive.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive, so... Like, I was going to get the omnibus, and then I saw... Or maybe it wasn't that one, but there was some that was $70-something. I'm like, ooh, that's like a few meals, groceries. So
Yeah.
I ended up saving my money. But I really, really do like that they are letting Steven, kind of take the show up top. So we, as the audience, can experience him going through this as kind of an unknown.
Oh, and we got another super chat.
Kelvin RB just
just
subscribed.
subscribed.
Thank you so much for the subscription, and welcome to the Movie Bunch.
Thanks so much. And also, yeah, Debbie, I have to admit, there was a moment when Steven...
Oh, Debbie's in here?
Yeah.
Or is it Donna?
Did I
don't think Debbie's in here.
Where did I see...
It's really late.
Someone was mentioning the cupcakes. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Stardew.
Oh, that's not Debbie at all. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
but anyways, Stardew, honestly, I have to admit, yeah, during that one scene when he's in the truck and you see all those cupcakes in the back and the guy comes up with the gun and Steven's like shoving cupcakes in his mouth, I'm going, those cupcakes look really good.
Look like sprinkles.
Mm-hmm. Sprinkle cupcakes.
Yeah, really good. Let's go to the chat real quick and see what you guys are saying.
I love, what is it, Noah. I loved the Avatar reference that he made.
Yes.
When he was going, what was it? It was, the little blue guy.
The blue guys?
The blue guys, but then he also says The Last Airbender or something.
He said, or do you mean the anime?
The anime.
And I was like, yes, both exist. Absolutely, because it's literally the same. For example, if you're new here, one of our dogs, well, we only have one now, R.I.P. Falcor, but our dog is named Navi. And Navi, we named her after, a lot of people say their first, no, Avatar, you're Avatar fans? I'm like, Legend of Zelda.
Hey,
like,
look, listen.
Hey, listen. That Navi. There's nothing wrong with Avatar if you like Avatar. It's just that we named her after the fairy from Legend of Zelda as opposed to the blue people. Because, like, she's a white floofy dog, and, like, how does the blue people fit in with her name? And just because I like the name. So, but yeah, I like that they acknowledged both, which I think is pretty funny. Let's see here. What else?
Donna was offended that they named the mean store,
no,
store manager,
Donna.
shop manager after. But honestly, every time that he said Donna, I was always thinking of that one.
Have you guys seen the IKEA video?
The IKEA videos. Hey, Donna. And they're like in Australia or New Zealand. And he's like, Donna. And he's doing all of the IKEA names. And so anytime he was saying that name, because he had a little, because, it's Steven that says it. So it has a little bit of an accent to it. I was just like, hey, Donna. And I was like, nudging Wendy a little bit. And I thought it was hilarious.
Yes. RMD Collectives here says, hello there, late live stream. Yes, very late. I mean, not super late for us, but a little late. It's almost 9. But yeah, super late for everybody else who is not on the West Coast, because we saw Sonic the Hedgehog, and that screening was at 2 p.m. today, which is during exactly the time of our live stream. So we got back, and then we ate food, and we did the Navi thing for her walk, and then we shot our review for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I was like, we gotta talk about Moon Knight with the Movie Bunch.
I really wanted to talk to you guys about this.
We are here.
Such a great way to start off a show. And I am so excited to see the rest of these episodes.
Oh my god, that is her.
What?
Nash just said in the chat, have you seen a show called Superstore? Yes. Donna is the overtly strict security guard. Stop. How did I not recognize? I feel like this character and that character look, well, they do look completely, like, it's so different, but yet the demeanor is a little bit similar. Hold on. Nash just blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's the same actor.
And you know, that's honestly why I love talking about these things online. I mean, or on, over a live stream. Is that you guys will drop some tidbits of information that will just go...
Donna!
blow our minds, and I love that. I love the fact that there's moments where I'm like, I don't know this, and then someone will find the answer.
Yes.
Honestly, I love our little community that we have of our movie bunch.
Love the movie bunch.
It is so great that with our powers combined, we are able to answer any nerddom question that is out there.
It's too bad that we're on YouTube streaming as opposed to Twitch, because we could have had little emotes, but we don't have little emotes because I don't think YouTube... Eventually, they'll steal the idea from Twitch.
Yeah. And
as they always do.
Navi has been bugging me to come up here to say, hi, everybody.
Well, look at the camera.
Hey, look, listen. Look up here. Look. Oh, I'm sorry, Navi.
Jeez.
Her legs started to wiggle. Oh, what is this? You've got...
She got a sticker?
She got a little sticker. It's fall, so... Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this off of you.
The little spiky things.
Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's a little spiky thing.
How did you get one already?
Well... When I was taking her for her walk, 2 days ago, I think, she was sniffing around and she started to, like, sniff. I'm like, oh, you're going to go pee there? And she does this. And, like, rubs it on. I'm like, no! Don't do that! And she's, like, starts rubbing her face, like, all over the ground.
Who knows what's been there?
I know, exactly.
She's getting a bath soon anyways. All right, I'm sorry. Back to the spoiler discussion for Moon Knight. What I really enjoyed about this episode is how it opened. We expected to open in London at the museum, Stephen, sleep deprived and all that stuff, right? No, we actually start with Ethan Hawke's character, Arthur Harrow, doing his little ritual of, like, the breaking the glass, shattering it, do the water first, drinking the water, and then putting the glass in his sandals, and then proceeds to put them on, stand up, and walk in them. And there was... If you guys watch the John and Wendy show, it's a show that I co-host with John Roca, the Outlaw, over on his channel every Friday from 3 to 4. I think it was him, maybe it was somebody else, but I want to say it was him that talked about how there's something that links to, I don't remember the exact connection, but it links into like a pain specialist or something like that. I can't remember exactly. So if you guys know, go ahead and chime in the chat there. But that's kind of like a method that he uses or something like
Ethan
that.
Hawke?
No, the character.
Arthur
Harrow.
Oh, yeah.
So, but straight up,
And the fact that you hear, they put that sound in there.
Yes.
Every single time he is on screen and he is stepping.
Yes.
Just to remind you, that those shards of glass are still in his shoes. No matter where he goes.
Every scene that you see him, they make sure you hear.
It's kind of like hearing the spurs.
But worse, way worse.
Because you know they're stabbing into his feet.
Yeah. There has not been a character that creeped me out this much in a MCU show. Not that much. But Ethan Hawke's inspiration was like kind of a cult leader. Yeah. And boy, do I say he nailed it. Oh, yeah. I don't know what kind of research, what kind of road he had to go down to research for that. But just when he's on screen, even the way he talks to people, to his followers, he's very calm. And how they feverishly just believed anything that came out of his mouth. But not just because they believed the stuff, they seen it. He's got, the crocodile king from the goddess Ammit. And it judges people. And it's funny, this is why I'm kind of glad we watched it twice and we actually filmed our re-reaction, because we had talked about how we weren't going to do that. But then we ended up doing it because...
Well, because that's also something that you guys wanted to see as well.
Yes. The fact that, the scale on his tattoo moves, and when Amit, I guess, judges you, she deems you good, to be a good person, you get to live, but if you're a bad person, even if you haven't committed a bad deed in your life, like that old lady, like, you just die. And it's funny, because the first time I watched it, I just thought, like, there's no way she just dropped dead like that. She fainted because she just was like, I can't believe she's overwhelmed. And then Dustin's like, but did you see her face is all sunken in and like the color's gone? I was like, oh, she straight up died.
And something else that I caught on like the second, I think we might have even seen it more than twice, is the fact that Ethan Hawke's character does say something about knows everything that you have done, will do, or may do.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It sounds very much like Amit is connected to the multiverse. So I'm curious if we're going to get some connection to the multiverse in Moon Knight, and whether or not it's going to be referenced in, say, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. But of course, that's just me. I want everything to be connected. I want them, especially in Doctor Strange 2, which I'm so excited about, for them to have like connections to everything. So I'm just really curious to see if we're also going to get any kind of cameo or any kind of appearance or anything from other MCU characters. So I mean, because there's a lot that they can do, and right now everything seems to be off in their own little world. It like, they haven't seen those episodes yet, so there are some certain things in later episodes that I'm like, wouldn't everyone kind of notice this? Someone would notice this.
Well, when you're living after the events of the Avengers, what can you even say? After the events of the Eternals.
Between the Avengers, between any superhero movie, I'm sure.
Are you still even surprised?
Every inhabitant of Earth would be like, oh, hey, something's going after, what is it? After Spider-Man, No Way Home. What the heck is that? It's another superhero
must
thing.
Must be Tuesday. If you watch Buffy, you get the reference. So with that said, a lot of you guys are thinking that maybe the second episode will show kind of what happened in those lapse of time that Steven experienced, because he does, as part of the DID, when the other persona takes the control of the body, then Steven obviously has essentially a blackout or fainting spells, and he doesn't remember what happened. He just knows that all of a sudden he blinks out, he comes back, and for example, at the village, the first time he meets Arthur after the scarab thing, which was so funny, because Khonshu was like, you're not giving him the scarab, and just the acting is hilarious. Which is like, he's just kind of like, nope, and he just giraffe walks out of there. It reminds me a little bit of Venom.
Yeah, a little bit
of what's that other movie that
Reboot. Was it Reboot?
I don't think it's called Reboot.
No. It's Reboot something
completely. But it's got an AI in it.
Yeah. The guy that is paralyzed from the neck down, they put like...
Upgrade.
That's what it is.
Reboot, upgrade.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, I thought that some of those comedy scenes worked really, really well. And I think Toby mentioned that he was taken aback, or they are taken aback, that there's lack of action.
That changes.
That will change, but we don't want to give you too much of an insight of like, if we do see like the other point of view, like, do we see a little bit more of Mark Spector on the flip side of what happened in those events that we see already? We're not going to tell you because the episode is only days away, so you guys can watch and enjoy that on your own. But I do enjoy the theories, because what Stardew said in the chat is not the first time I've seen that theory kind of floating around. So just excited to watch another episode. So let's move.
Side note though, yes. I would love on our RMD Collective, I am right there with you. I would love to see some street level heroes with Moon Knight and Punisher. I would love to see him team up with one of them. And because we already had Matt Murdock in Spider-Man. Have we seen any reference to any of the other, what are they called? Oh yeah, we
like
also
the Netflix
saw
Marvel stuff?
And we also saw Kingpin in Hawkeye.
Yes.
So yeah, they're in this universe. They're with these heroes. So I want to see someone. I want these worlds to combine and to merge.
I think it's slowly happening, especially now that those shows used to be on Netflix and that they were taken off Netflix because all the shows got canceled, and now you can find them all on Disney Plus, assuming you have the parental control for like the rated Ma for mature content setting on your Disney Plus. You can now watch those shows all over again, which I really do want to do. So yeah, the what you were saying about the multiverse, like it's not completely out of the question. It's just a matter of like if they end up doing it or not.
And anyone who is a little bit more versed in the comic books of Moon Knight, who are some of the main heroes that he does team up with? I know he is very much a solo hero, but in the
I'm Batman.
He's very much kind of like
I'm Moon Knight.
Yeah, he's kind of like the dark, menacing version, to where he's like, I work alone. Even though
but it's
Batman
a
really doesn't.
different motivation than Batman too, because Batman doesn't serve an Egyptian god.
No, very true. And he also doesn't have superpowers, and Moon Knight is not rich.
Right.
But in the comic books, who are some of the superheroes that would be completely plausible to throw in with Moon Knight, especially maybe in the tail end of this series? I would love to see something like that.
Yeah. Ruru2 says Kingpin. Tovi says Moon Knight versus Elektra. Lol. Ruru2 also says Ant-Man has been fighting street level villain.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
But right now, I think Ant-Man's a little preoccupied with... Because they're going to be doing the quantum realm. Thank you very much. Is going to be doing the quantum realm. So I think that's the world... Because if I'm not mistaken, that's also where Kang the Conqueror will be making his appearance.
Ooh.
That's where they said, oh, yeah, and so-and-so, James, what's his name? Who's playing Kang the Conqueror?
Jonathan Majors?
Jonathan Majors. Thank you very much. Jonathan Majors was cast as Kang the Conqueror for Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Quantum Realm.
By the way, quick sidebar. Have y'all seen those set photos of Creed 3 with Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors? So Jonathan, the both of them have been cut. We've known this. And I remember if you watch Jonathan Majors in Lovecraft Country, there's a couple of scenes where his character has the shirt off, and you're like, oh. But, like, the both of them, they're, like, swole beyond, like, swole on top of swole. They're just, like, huge. I was like, oh, my gosh. So, yeah, anyways, all right, sidebar over. Let's come back to Let's come back to Moon Knight. All right, so we've talked about, I am very curious about Stephen Grant because he's on the phone a lot in this episode. Specifically with his mom.
Latest gayest.
Now I want to say that to people with my very bad wannabe British accent. But he's calling his mom. He leaves her tons of voicemails. It almost seems like daily calls. So we're kind of wondering, and we would love to hear you guys' theory on this. Is he actually calling his actual mom? Or is this some like other number and she's just like, I don't want to pick up? Also in the episode, I believe it was it this episode or was it the next one? I think it may be the next one.
Probably.
Let me not say it.
It's hard.
We've seen both, so it's now in my mind it's one long episode. So let me not. But anyways, I'm wondering if it is really her or if it's just some random voicemail box that Mark set up on Stephen Grant's phone and be like, call this mom, and then it really just goes to literally nobody.
Yeah.
And how sad is that? Because he's just like so lonely.
And he's just leaving voice messages, and he never gets any calls back.
Yes.
You know, there would come a point too, though, that if I called my mom and left message after message after message, and she never called me back, I would start getting a little worried to be like, hey, Mom, what's going on? Why aren't you calling me back? You okay?
Yeah.
So, but it also could be the fact that she's just super confused.
She's like, what's with the accent?
What's with the accent?
And we saw that, now we can talk about...
That happens...
Are you sure?
When does she... Oh!
Are you sure that's not episode... Oh, God, I'm sorry, guys. This is what happens when we watch 2 episodes a really long time ago and you can't freaking remember. Let me log onto my Disney Plus real quick because I'm pretty sure... That's episode 1.
When...
I'm pretty sure that's episode... Don't say it.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's episode 1.
When he finds a certain thing?
Yeah. Let me just scroll through.
We're going to quickly skim through and be like...
You can go
I'm pretty sure that's
go to the comments.
Episode 2. So, in the comments...
I'm going to scroll through it. I'm positive it's episode 1. But watch me be wrong. Because I said watch me be wrong, but I'm like 90% positive.
Okay, so because I remember at the end of episode 1.
Anthony Salas and Stardrew both says this. Episode 1, why did you call me Mark? And Stardrew says Motorola in the wall. So I'm just gonna...
So you're probably right. I'm sitting here all going, wait.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so he does find
it. He does find it at the 27 minutes and 41 second mark. Why did you call me? And
why did you call me Mark?
That is finally the first time we get actually, like on-screen acknowledgement of Stephen Grant really realizing what is going on, because he's not aware of any of this. Guy. And I mean, imagine sleeping. He's got this whole ritual of sand around the bed. He's ankle strapped to the post of his building. He's got blue tape on the wall, and he wakes up every time and like, oh, I didn't go out somewhere. But it's funny because on the flip side, when he's still Mark, if Mark sees this, he's gonna be like, well, I'll just cover my steps, trace my, whatever you call it, reset the traps. Then you'd never know. So much so that he replaced the goldfish, essentially, because a goldfish just doesn't grow another fin overnight, as much as you try. But what's really cool about episode 1 is, for the lack of action, which I honestly didn't mind because I like learning about this character, was the horror elements when it starts to kick in about later in the episode. I think, much later on, when we have the hallway scene. The hallway scene is creepy AF. And the fact that it happens in a very small, dark, and like barely functioning elevator, that frightens me because I don't like being in elevators by myself. I am okay with the ones that are big and spacious and like in a really new building that goes really fast. I'm okay with those. But if it's got those like yellow fluorescent lights that's like yellow with age, and as it goes up it does like this thing, or it moves really slow, and it's a small elevator and I'm by myself. If I'm with other people, I'm fine. If I'm by myself, this started because there's a Korean horror film called The Eye, or The Eye. It was remade later, the US version with Jessica Alba. Watch the original, that one's by far better, but there is a moment where our lead actress in that film is in the elevator by herself, and then something else happens, and that just have forever creeped me out. And ever since then, I don't like being in elevators by myself. And if you live in LA, you go into various apartments, like visiting people, your friends, for a party, and you happen to be going up an escalator by yourself, forget it. They're all small. They're all creepy. They all move really... I just can't. So that scene really struck a chord with me, watching what was happening to him, and watching Kansu basically not just walking. They play with a lot of light and shadow. So if you guys saw, there's a short film by David F. Sandberg, which then was later made into a feature film called Lights Out. But if you watch the short film, there's that effect of you see an entity of something that's odd, and then you turn off the light and you turn it back on, they're gone, but you turn it off, they're there, but they're closer. They did the same thing with Kansu. And boy, that was frightening.
It's very effective. I have to admit, that effect, that being able to just play with light and how fast something should move, and I thought it was done very, very well.
Yes. So, I enjoyed those horror elements. I enjoyed that when he unknowingly woke up in a whole different location other than
his jaw.
London. The jaw was completely... Sorry, we're going out of order here. The jaw is completely, and the fact that he moves it and you hear the teeth and the bone kind of moving and cracking, and it's just... If it sounds and looks worse the second time you watch it, you're like, oh God, I thought I already watched this, and I still can't. It doesn't make me comfortable. And that's when he gets to meet Arthur the first time, and we kind of see the interaction, and Arthur's not believing, like he's just a gift shop worker. He's like, no, I've seen you. I know you. I've experienced Kansu. Like, you can't pull wool over my eyes. And he, so they have this whole...
I like that one moment.
Truck
where
chase.
He has no idea what's going on, and he sees the guy looking out the window. He's like, hi, and that other guy comes and goes, what are you doing? And they're like, and they started like, oh yeah, that's right, we should be shooting him.
That whole scene was great because that is when, which persona took over. Is it Mark Spector? Because it could be, but there's also a lot of blood. So is it the other persona that we have not yet been introduced to? We don't know, and we will find out, as the episodes progress. But we have that very epic big chase scene through the windy mountains with the cupcakes.
Honestly, I love how they edited that together. A lot of people might have thought
she bumped into the camera. Sorry, guys.
honestly, I liked how they did it. True, you could say, oh, they copped out on having to do any action. There was still plenty of action in that scene.
Yes.
With the chase scene and them trying to get around the certain cars. But I liked the effect that they had. And in future episodes, don't worry, it's not going to be like a constant theme where they do that.
Yeah. Don't worry, you're gonna get your action.
Yes.
And let's see. So after all of that, after the fish incidents, after the phone call, a quick one with Layla, he does realize that it's not just a bad dream that he was able to wake up from, because on the bus he not only saw a flash of Kansu, which was great because as the bus moved past him.
That was so creepy.
He was looking, gone. But then as he gets to the double creep factor, as he gets off the bus, he looks back into the bus, and who was there? Arthur Harrow. So he's like, oh my god, it's real. So, goes into the museum completely frantic, tries to get help from his fellow museum, staff. Co-workers? Associates, because Steven doesn't really have friends, which is so sad.
Poor guy.
Really sad. Had a date, screw that up, because there was a whole lapse, 2 days in time. Had to have a vegetarian eating steak by himself.
And I liked how they did that when he was ordering the steak.
Yeah.
He's like, and how would you like your steak? Good. I want good steak.
I wonder if that waiter was so mad at him. It's like, oh, you want good steak? Fine. Well done.
Which is honestly probably for a vegan, probably better that the steak is well done.
Oh, maybe so, because his stomach was not going to have a good day if he's a vegan.
No.
But the thing is that Stephen Grant's a vegan. Mark Spector may not be a vegan. So the body wouldn't be completely not used to it.
Yeah, true.
So there's also that. But yeah, at the museum, I like that he was trying to, get people to help, and they all, like you said, you made the reference to Hydra. It was kind of like that Hydra. They all had the scale tattoo on their wrist. He's like, oh my god, you too? So they had this conversation. Luckily, Stephen, because he has insomnia, reads a lot, and specifically reads about the Egyptian culture and history. So he... that conversation between him and Harrow, I thought was really interesting to watch through as they talk about the various Egyptian gods and entities and deities to finally being judged via the swinging cane thing, and realize that there is chaos in him.
I have to admit, though, I mean, I would think that most people would see this judgment and be kind of like, how exactly do you know that this random entity that has been locked away or imprisoned is something whose judgment you want to see, or someone's judgment that you can trust? I'm wondering how Amit has kind of manipulated Arthur, or how and what was it that separated Arthur from Kansu?
Yes, because he said, I used to be his avatar.
Yeah.
And which makes sense, because the way he was talking about it, knowing this,
That's in episode 2.
It doesn't matter, does it? He said it in episode 1.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he said it in episode 1.
Okay.
But if you're not sure next time, maybe let's not bring it up.
My apologies.
Because now I'm not sure, and now I'm not gonna, it's okay. Moving on. Pretend you didn't hear that. Let's talk about the jackal.
Oh.
Let's talk about the jackal, because I thought that was pretty fun action. And yes, I feel like that may have left some people unsatisfied, because he gave control to Mark at that very last second. I mean, the jackal had essentially pounced already, and luckily the suit came, and then all you really saw was the jackal getting a beat down, and the very cool reveal of the costume, the cape switch as you walked past the camera, and then it was like Moon Knight.
Yeah. And you knew that you were just like, finally we get to see the full moment of him being revealed. And I love just how the costume looked when we went to the I want to say watch party, but it wasn't. It's a
launch event.
Launch event. Thank you so much. When we went to the launch event and we got to see the details of the costume up close. If you guys follow us on Instagram or on,
I need to post this to my stories or something.
If you go and look on, I think on my Instagram, I posted some good close-ups of the costume. The detail on it is amazing, and I feel so sad because the film, when you see it on your TV, you miss out on a lot of those really cool details.
Yeah, you
and you miss out on just how beautiful that costume is. But then you also get to see, when we went to the launch party, there was this little kid who had this really cool Moon Knight costume that Oscar Isaac just was like, oh my gosh, you look amazing.
Yeah, and funny thing, quick sidebar. So yeah, you talking about the little Moon Knight?
Yeah. So, little Moon Knight.
So we were at Disneyland just the other day. It was actually on the Wednesday that Moon Knight came out, which was like the stupidest thing because I didn't think about my sleep schedule. I just thought I want to go to Disneyland before spring break, because we're not gonna try to go for the spring break crowd. Oh, we have another super chat from Nash. We're gonna get to it in 2 seconds. Thank you so much, Nash, for sending through, and thank you guys for your continuous support to the channel. So So it was kind of like I didn't think about, we're going to go on a Wednesday because Moon Knight has released on Wednesday, therefore he's going to be at Avengers Campus. It was just that I wanted to go, but I forgot that I'm up until about 5 o'clock in the morning editing and putting up the reaction for Moon Knight Episode 1. And then we were watching Morbius at 10 a.m., but it was really far away. So we're like an hour plus 10 minutes maybe away from where the screening for Morbius is, and that's due to not just because it's far, but it's also morning traffic. So I think I got an hour's sleep that day and tried to nap because he drove to go see Morbius, came home, did our review, and drove to Disneyland, and I was just like loopy, and I had to have coffee, many cups of coffee. We met up with Chris's Choice, Chris at Disneyland, and we were like, wait, it's Wednesday. Let's go see if Moon Knight is there. So we're at Avengers Campus. We're I think it's on my Instagram if you guys want to check it out. We were waiting for Moon Knight, and I see this like little kid dressed as Moon Knight, and I was like, oh my god, how cute! Because kids get to dress up to go to Disneyland. We can't, as an adult, you're not allowed to do that. You can like Disney bound. That's really pushing the envelope there. And then I saw his dad, who has the Moon Knight hat, which is the same hat that you and I both got during the premiere. So I was like, hey, did you go to the premiere? He goes, yeah. And I was like, wait, is he? And I pointed to his kid. Is he the kid that Oscar Isaac was like, oh my god, little Moon Knight? He's like, yeah, dude, this kid's costume is legit. Like, yeah. Dad got all the details. And he looked so good. So,
and he had the mask and everything. Lights, the eyes light up. I'm just like, dude, you got an awesome dad.
It's really cool. So, if you happen to be able to go to Disneyland, it's actually California Adventures, and you're in Avengers Campus area at night, I don't know if they're going to have him out during the day. They only debuted him at night because it makes sense. It's Moon Knight.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Ant, for your super chat. We're going to get to it in 2 seconds. So we waited, and we saw him, and he made sporadic appearances throughout the night, which was really cool. So if you want to catch a sight of like real life Moon Knight, he is now at Avengers Campus. Supposedly, we also heard that, unrelated, but Shang-Chi, who has been in Avengers Campus, but he's been like not in his superhero costume. He's been in just the blue and yellow jacket, which looks fine, but like, don't we want to see? We want to see, Shang-Chi in his red, his outfit,
superhero outfit,
his superhero dragon outfit. So supposedly that outfit has debuted as well. I don't know what took so long, but apparently it's there. We didn't get to see it, so if you guys have seen it, let us know. Let's go ahead and get to the super chat. First one is by Nash, who says, just wanted to take a remark for Dustin. I found Amit logic similar to Zola algorithm in Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah.
Project Insight Egyptian style.
That kind of makes sense. It's like they see who's going to be a threat to Hydra. And so that's why all of the little assassin guns on the airships.
Yeah. Oh.
We're going to take them all out. And then Amit is like, I'm going to see if you're going to be a threat to me.
Is there like a villain's handbook? Like, in case your opponent does this, refer to chapter 3.
make up some kind of futuristic algorithm or sorcery judgment to be able to say, oh, you're going to be an enemy of mine, therefore you must die.
How funny. That's great observation by Nash. Thank you so much for putting that in the chat. And our next super chat comes from Ant. Thank you so much. Ant says, you guys give awesome content always. Thank you for your support. And speaking of content, the reaction for episode 8 of Cobra Kai is up, and I'm editing episode 9 and 10 for the next couple of days, so those will go up. We watched both of them together because I just couldn't with those 2 episodes. I'm like, I have to watch these back to back, so that will be up soon. So sorry if you guys had to wait so long for those, but we're done. It's gonna be up soon. So
also,
yeah.
If you want to get the link for our Discord, because Ruru2 put up into our Discord the fact that he that Moon Knight kid cosplay on the red carpet where Oscar Isaac does meet the kid is up in our Discord chat. If you want to be a part of the discussion, if you want to talk nerdy to us, please join our Discord chat. We would love hearing insight. We only have a few rules. One is be nice to each other, and also please just respect each other's opinions. If there's something to where you're like, oh, I don't really agree with you, don't be like, oh, no, that's wrong. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that this is going to be a friendly discussion to where people enjoy either saying, I love this, I kind of don't like this. But you know what? I'm happy that you like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and drop that link to Discord right now in the chat. See if my own chat will let me do it. Okay.
Does it work?
Well, it should, because because I'm the one that's putting it. Usually we block all the links so we don't have all those weird bots that drop suspicious links that nobody's gonna click on anyways in this nowadays and age. But it's annoying to see, those spam links in there. So in any case, join our Discord if you want. There is a lot of spoiler channels that you can join.
Oh, yeah.
And if you do happen to join one of those spoiler channels, for example, Moon Knight, make sure you turn off the notification for that. So if you happen to not be able to watch the episode right at the drop, you're not going to be spoiled because the notification goes off and you're like, my eyes!
No, it's ruined.
That would suck, wouldn't it?
Oh, I would feel so bad. So yeah, please be careful that there are a lot of spoiler channels on our Discord.
So what else have we not discussed for Moon Knight? We talked about the fun cupcake scene, cupcake
which
truck
made us
chase
hungry
scene.
for cupcakes.
Yes. We talked about the jackal. We talked about the Harrow, the goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
Talked a little bit about Layla. There's not much to talk about with Layla quite yet. And one of the things I put in an editing Wendy into our reaction because I was delirious. It was 4:30 in the morning, and I was like, oh, I feel like I should add this in because I saw the couple of the mirror image. One specifically when he woke up from that awful nightmare, and he looks in the mirror realizing that he's in his own flat, but the mirror splits him into 3, which is maybe a little foreshadowing of the 3 different personas of Moon Knight, essentially. So really, really like that little nod in there. There was somebody in the comments in our reaction video complaining about why did the girl pop up in the middle? What is that? I'm like, you must be new here. It's editing Wendy, but I guess it's not. Look, if our content's not your cup of tea, you're welcome to click out. But these comments, I want to find it now because I'm salty about it.
Actually,
a little bit. I mean, I work really, really hard on these edits, and sometimes when it's not constructive, when it's just straight up hate, I'm like, what? But was this necessary?
And you know what? Sometimes there's some things that we don't pick up on until later on, until after we filmed it. Yeah. Or someone tells us about this and we go oh yeah, let's go back. And I want to be able to do some kind of reaction to it. So there are a lot of times that we miss things, and we love hearing from you guys about things that we've missed.
Oh, okay. This person said, fake reaction. What's with that stupid cut in by the girl? Also, well done steak is the best, especially with ketchup. Sir, I would love to respectfully disagree with you that you can have your steak cooked however you like it. Some people don't like to see blood in their meat, and that's fine. I get it. I think I was a steak well done girl when I was younger until I grew. My mom's like, you should maybe order that. Let's try medium. Let's try medium rare. And then before we graduate to rare if you want. But with ketchup though... I mean, look, to each their own, but
not getting a good piece of steak
with ketchup.
But
I don't like to have my steak not even with steak sauce. I like to if you can just give me the juice from where you cook the steak, the au jus. That's it.
Nash, ketchup is the pineapple of steak.
Oh no!
But to each their own.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Some people don't like ketchup with their eggs.
Yeah.
Some people are like, ew, but some people love ketchup with their eggs. So I guess I shouldn't really... I think I'm just salty about the fact that, like, they're like, fake reaction. I was like, guys, we don't fake our reaction. For anybody who thinks we have the time in the world to pre-watch a 50-minute episode and then re-record it, which means now we're 2 hours in, plus give me our reaction, plus the 4 hours of time minimal that I have to edit. I don't have that. The money's not that good on YouTube for me to do all that prep, okay? We're going to watch it once and then we're done. This is a lot of reason why we almost didn't even react to Moon Knight episodes 1 and 2 to begin with.
Yeah.
It's because we feel like we already saw. And that's why we mentioned, too, like, our reaction's not as big in episode 1 and 2 because we've seen it. But was it fun to rewatch because we caught little things? Yes. Are there more things to probably realize on the third watch? Most likely. Sometimes I notice things during the edit. I was like, what is that?
I do sometimes like watching something more than once. But yeah, it's always good to get you. It's really hard to fake a certain reaction, especially to something that is coming. So it's one of those things that we try our hardest because we want to catch those moments of us being scared or us being surprised or us going, yeah.
You can't really fake that because you either go too little or too big.
Yeah.
When you fake it, like, I feel like I'm just trying to put myself in a scenario. It's like, okay, you just watch this, and then what? There's got to be ways where you're telegraphing.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, she knows it's coming. Like, I feel, for me anyways, if I were to have, like, faked a reaction, I feel like that's how it would be, but I don't know. In any case, we don't have the time to pre-watch a 50-minute video. There's other things that we have to do as adults to keep our lives going than to just sit and pre-watch Disney Plus shows for one single video that is underperforming, might I add. Underperforming. Anyways, okay, I'm done. I'll get off my soapbox. I'm sorry. You're not here for this. Now I'm just ranting. Toby says, my mom for the longest time wanted well done steak to the point where the manager would come out and get her coupon. No! Because then would you complain that it was too tough?
Maybe.
Like sometimes they do it too well done.
Oh.
Where you're like...
And you can't actually cut. It's like so well done. It's hard to get it to where it's an...
Especially if you're doing a fillet. If you're doing fillet and you don't butterfly it. I think my restaurant, Wendy's coming back in. I worked in food service for years, but like, if you get a fillet which is pretty thick, and you don't butterfly it and you want it well done, one's gonna take a really long time. Two, the outside's gonna be not just like it's gonna be cooked. Crispy. Yeah, so the middle will taste great, but it's gonna take a while to cook it all the way through for a well done. So, anyways, all right. Brennan Marr is here, you guys. Say give some love to Brennan Marr, who is in the chat. We love you, Brennan Marr. Thank you for showing up. I don't want to say what we hope to see in the next episode. We've already seen it. So you guys let us know what you're hoping to see in episode 2. I know that some of you are speculating that we might see the other side of things where Steven, blacked out, and then we want to see the flip side of that where Mark takes over. Mm-hmm. What does that look like? Well, we see that in episode, but something else too. So let us know that in the chat. And then to kind of update you guys on the next live, I think we will still be able to do one on the 6th at its regular time, as well as the 9th. Yeah. So we're going to be okay moving forward.
Yeah, you got me curious. I'm like, oh, what are we doing on the 6th? Okay, yeah.
I think
we should be good.
Yeah, I think we're okay. If it's late, it'll be like regular movie couple late on a Saturday, not like it is now 9:30 p.m.
Because of Navi's union, and she happens to be on her break when we're about ready to go live.
Oh man, yeah. No, Moon Knight really is the most different show so far that we've gotten as far as Marvel Disney Plus shows go.
Even though I have to admit, a lot of them are different. WandaVision is completely different from Falcon and the Winter Soldier and from Loki. And Loki's different from What If.
Yeah.
And What If is... they're all just so different. And I really like that they're going in this opposite direction, that they're taking Moon Knight a little bit darker, a little bit more horror, a little bit more serious and dramatic. So I'm excited to see the rest of this series. I'm really excited to see where they go, how dark and how gritty they actually get. Super excited, and I can't wait for all of you guys to see it.
Yeah. Anthony Solis, chiming in here, says, I am hoping the next episode will be more of Mark. I am new to Moon Knight, same. So all of this is exciting and fresh. Yeah, absolutely. I still want to read a couple of the comic books.
Yeah.
Of there. I'm just trying to find the one that's like a little bit more affordable, and it kind of, I guess maybe the newer editions is what I'm guessing Marvel TV is focusing on a little bit more. So I think I asked Roka, who has a whole ton of different Moon Knights, because when I asked him for a recommendation, he couldn't give me just one either. He's like, well, there's this, there's that, and I'm like, you're not helping. But I think the Bendis one, I heard that, I believe that is one of the ones that people said was pretty good. So I want to look into that a little bit more. And I'm just really excited for, I'm a little sad that there's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I was hoping for 8. How is there typically for
I think honestly that
Disney
they've
Plus
all
shows,
kind of
they've
been
all
6.
been 6, right?
I think
Maybe
they've all been
7 for
6.
some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think we've always said that. Is it 6 or is it 8? And then we look back and wait a second. They're all 6.
They're all about 6. What the good thing is that they are close to an hour. They're 50 plus minutes. So you're essentially getting like a really, really long movie. So I can't wait for when the whole series is out. They can just binge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be really, really great. So, Theodore says WandaVision and What If were yes, they were 9. Yeah, they were 9. Exactly. Late to the party's here, you guys. Late to the party says,
to the party.
No better way to talk about Moon Knight than late at night. Hey, late to the party, late at night.
Exactly.
Hey, Robert, Vanessa, that's like if you guys want to do like a late night live stream, that's what you can call late to the party, late at night.
Late at nights.
Late at night.
Late to the party.
Late at night. But yeah, we've been really enjoying it. Oscar Isaac is his performance is
he's an amazing actor.
Tremendous.
Tremendous talent.
Yeah.
There's so many things that he has done to where I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's Oscar Isaac. From Ex Machina to Dune to
Poe Dameron.
Those are all completely different characters.
And Stephen Grant is
Stephen Grant.
So fun too. Stephen Grant is, I am now in retrospect, because in the beginning I was like, I wish we started this. Like, it's weird that they're not doing it with Mark Spector first. But the more and more I've watched the show, the more and more I think about it, Stephen Grant is so endearing. He's this like nerdy, he just, wants to like live his life and feed his goldfish, maybe make a couple of friends, maybe go on a date, and now he's all of a sudden in this thing. Now there's Kansu, now there's Harrow, and now he's he's learning about all this stuff, and he's like, I don't want this. I don't want jackals chasing after me. I don't want this scarab thing. So
I want my life back.
Let us get us.
Let us get us.
That's gonna be our sign off for all of our Moon Knight, our Moon Knight spoiler talks. Yeah. Late to the party says late night party. There you go, late night party.
That's how you do it.
Put a little disco ball up. Put like some strobe lights in there. Everybody comes in with sunglasses. Just party it up.
Sunglasses in the middle of the night.
There you go. Perfect. Oh man. So yeah, no, it's great. We can't wait for you guys to see the second episode. We can't wait to start editing that. Which I don't look forward to editing it. I don't.
I'm sorry, baby.
All right, you guys. I think that's it. I think that is the end of our live stream for today. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for everybody who sent over a super chat. We super appreciate you guys' support on the channel. If you haven't watched our reaction yet to Moon Knight because you're quite new to the channel, hello and welcome, and feel free to subscribe and hit that thumbs up and all that good stuff. And yeah, check out our reaction to Moon Knight. I got to do a playlist so people can just go to the playlist and click on it so you can just watch it all. Ruru2 says Stephen Grant is the Jim Carrey. Stanley Ipkiss. Ipkiss from the
A little bit, yeah. How Stanley Ipkiss was kind of the nerdy, endearing kind of guy. To where,
great comparison.
That's a really good comparison.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. Navi needs dinner. So we're going to go ahead and feed her. But we will see you guys in the next reaction video or movie review or live stream or reaction video. I've already said that already. All right, guys, we love you so much, and we will. I don't have an end screen, so I'm gonna have to end it.
We're just gonna go bye bye.
We love you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye everybody.
Bye,
Laters, gators.
Laters, gators.